Righto. The next thing I'm going to do is I want to chuck a gutter up on the roof up here. It's something I wanted to do for years and feeling motivated, so I'm going to do it. I'm actually just thinking of designing it a little bit differently, but that's only because I'm lazy and I don't want to cut heaps, so I've been thinking about it for a while. And or a few days anyway, and I think I'm going to go with this design. I'm going to go straight off and just a V-shaped gutter. But this end here will be taller. There's probably a reason why you shouldn't do that, but in my mind at the moment, I can't think of a reason why it won't work. So it's either going to work or it isn't, and that means I only have to cut 2 pieces of steel and weld them together. I've got a sheet of 2 mil thick steel, and I'll probably end up having to get another one, but I'm thinking I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do 20 centimeters here and then 30 centimeters here, and then just find the angle as I'm going, and then just weld it on. So that's the idea of what's going to happen. I'm going to get to it. It should be fun. It should be really fun. So let's do it. Okay, so here is the roof. I've got a lot of overhang here. I'm going to have to cut that right back. I'm probably going to do it from underneath so I can get it pretty precise. And then I'm going to slope from the far end into the middle. I think I'll slope both ends into the middle. And then I'll just run one drain pipe down. This is a bit of a problem on this house because only in like the big storms that we get, the rain will come off the roof, and if it's blowing really hard, it'll just go into the house. It's a bit of a pain, so that's what I want to deal with. And also, I'd love to be able to catch the rainwater. So at a certain time, one time later on probably, I will, wherever the center is, come down here and just put a tank. Like in here, I have to do a footing and everything, and a big pad, and maybe even bring it up so I can get some flow and have like a tap through this wall or something. I don't know. Just thinking of making ideas that are a bit easier. But anyway, that's basically the idea. I hope everybody feels special. I even cleaned up the shed. I call this clean, but probably everyone else would call it a massive crap hole, but yeah, it works for me. I'm going to use my plasma cutter today. I really like it. It's took me a little while to figure it out. It's hard to get parts for it, but it's beautiful. This is only some 2 mil steel, sheet steel, and I'll just chop up all the parts that I need with what I've got, start putting it together, and I'm sure I'll need to get more later. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. Probably just cut it up and clean it up, and then see how that goes.
Doesn't really matter what you do. Oh, it's just your heart. It doesn't really matter what you do. Oh, it's just your heart. It doesn't really matter what you do. Oh, it's just your.
So this is like the basic idea of what I want to do. That's probably not wide enough, but it also could be. It also could be wide enough. And like even on the big storms, it could be enough. Like on a normal gutter, would you actually have that much? That's a lot of water space. And it makes it easy if I can just do this. I'll probably just go with this because it'll make it super simple. And what I could do across the top, what I want to do across the top is just put some small 6mm rebar, like every now and then, every 20 centimeters or something, and then it'll keep this stiff. Try something a bit different this time because welding all those creases is going to be a real pain in the ass. I worked out that I needed 16 more, so I'm going to try and bend it. I said in the other one it was 2 mil thick, but it's only 1.2, so I might be able to bend it. I'll see if it can. So I'll try one, see if it bends, and then that'll be heaps easier. I'll be able to finish it super quick. So I'm gonna do that. Right. One of the things I've always had to struggle with is like buying the best quality of anything, like, or the thicker piece of steel because it's easier to weld. Like for example, like this is 1.2 mil. It's super thin, difficult to weld, and it ends up taking a lot longer to deal with and work with. But it's like it's so much cheaper, and so that's one of the things I've always had to struggle to deal with. But like steel here in Thailand is quite cheap. Like one sheet of this is around 900 baht, and that's like really cheap. So I'll be able to get the whole of this gutter along the back of the house done for around 4,000 baht. I'll figure out how much that is in dollars, but it's not much. It's really a small amount. But then, as soon as it starts getting heavier, it gets a lot more expensive. And it's the same thing with tools. I've always struggled because I want to buy the best stuff, but then, like, you can't spend that much money. But so it's like I've always like gone towards the cheap stuff, and it's been all right. Like that little welder I've got over there. That welder over there it only cost me like 2,500 baht, and I do have a better welder, but it's not with me at the moment. And but yeah, it works. Like some of the really cheap stuff works. So if you want to do stuff and you don't have heaps of cash, the cheap stuff works. It's just not as easy, I would say. But yeah, that's just some of the things that I've been dealing with or have dealt with while building the house. And like for structural things, always the thickest steel, everything like that. But yeah, like stuff like this. But this wouldn't have done any better to have thicker steel. It'd be way harder actually, because I'm gonna have to lift it all later. And like this is actually really nice. And this is like a bad example for that. But yeah, you know what I mean.